Welcome back, subscribers, and hello YouTube viewers. On this occasion we're off to the National Car Museum in South Australia in the town of Birdwood. We'll have a look around, and this is their last day using the motorhome, and it should be a bit of fun. So we've parked in the car park, and this is your main entrance to the National Motor Museum. I do like that. That looks like some sort of mill that's parked next door, but I'm not 100% sure. It's got a huge chimney. Be interesting to see what that is as well. So let's go and explore. Wow. And the first thing that greets you is a Lego car in full scale. So here we are right at the entrance, and the things that greet you are some really old cars, but also some extremely expensive cars. So we've got two Bugattis here. I'm not going to pretend I know much about cars. My son there in the background, he's all keen as mustard. So this is my cup of tea, that right there. What a beauty. Now in the background, quite noisy. We do have a few bus groups. It looks like it's a Chinese group. And they're as keen as mustard to look at all the antique cars as well. So that's fantastic. So we've got international tourists coming to these sort of places as well. So they have a collection of pedal cars. What a beauty that one is. Now my son, who's standing under the Holden Heroes sign, he's loving it. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I probably have. I'm a proud dad, and he intends to be a master mechanic. He's going to do an extra year, and he's keen as mustard. So this is something very important to us. Now, this is the old Holden Hurricane. Now, in 1969 it was created, and talk about 6 degrees of connection. The Nissan Patrol I bought for my son from South Australia. The guy who owned that was one of the designers for this particular car, and my son now drives that Nissan Patrol. So, small world. Now I will do my best to show you as much as I can and give you a quick description. I won't stop and show you what the plates are in front of them to say, you know, what make and model, but I'll try to give you a quick description. So this is a 1959 Chrysler Royale AP2, whatever that means. This thing here is a 1960s Dodge. Now all these cars are in absolutely perfect condition. Here's your Chevrolet Bel Air. Let's just get the grill in. How's that for a boat? That is huge. Now there must be something special about this Mitsubishi. It's just a regular van. And what can we say? It's a Star Wagon, people mover, and that's about it. This looks like something out of Mad Max, and it is. So this is the Bigfoot Mad Max film prop of 1984. And yes, it is a monster. Give you a better idea of what it looks like. Very big. It's a lovely little van. And if that would have been around the streets doing deliveries, it's terrific. Another van as well, selling women's sort of haberdashery type sewing stuff, it looks like it. Very good. Once again, I won't be able to get everything on, but I'll try to show you as much as I can and give you a brief description. Here's a lovely old bus. Check out that bus. 1938 Gerber's Diamond T, if that's how you pronounce it. Then you've got a few others here. The tramway bus, double decker. Oh, there's some beauties down there. I very much like the Holden Sandman. That'd be my cup of tea as well. Now, I don't know if you can see in the roof, like how the production line would go. We'll have a look at the Sandman. What a beauty. Now, in my youth, if you had one of these, you'd also have the customary sticker at the back saying, if it's rocking, don't bother knocking. Maybe some of the young people won't know that, but some of us Generation X would know all about that sort of stuff with panel vans in our era. But she is a beauty. So it looks like we've got some race cars here. Formula Brabham 1990 Shrike, S-H-R-I-K-E. Very good. This will ring a few bells with some people. The old Monaro. The little Mini. Cool. Oof. Look at this guy. What a beauty. A Chamberlain. Very good. Now, those who want to go touring on a motorbike, this is what you need. Pack all your stuff and off you go. It looks like I was going to say it's a BMW, and looking at the sign, it is 1965. Very good. Oop. Some dragsters. Wow. And a motorcycle dragster. Oof, here we go. This is what my son and I both have a genuine interest in at the moment. These adventure bikes. I would love to go on a long adventure with no time limits on something like that. Put some panniers on. So long as I can stay in Airbnbs wherever I go, that'll be just perfect for me. So you got your 72 Honda. I think I've got an old friend who's got something like that he just sold. I could be wrong, but if he sees this video, I think, oh no. Another friend had one of these, an ex-Navy guy from school. The old Goldwing. Postie bike. Very good. So there's a whole variety of things to look at. Check out this model. What a beauty. That's something that's not made by... This is professionally made. This is not something that's... You buy in a kit and make. This is every part would have been made. 1/3 scale model. Most definitely. So here's your 1897 Peugeot chassis. Now, once again, just to give you an idea how big this place is, it is huge. I'm telling you, I won't be able to get it all on video, but there's just so many cars to look at. Wow. So if you're a car buff or interested in anything motoring history, this is a real must, and you will spend a lot of time down here. We've given ourselves 2 hours and both my son and I have agreed that 2 hours is nowhere near enough. Him being an enthusiast as a mechanic, and me just enjoying the, I'd call it the artwork of and the design of vehicles. Some are really designed well, look fantastic, and that's what sort of appeals to me. Now I can tell you that a second car I ever had was that car, not that particular car, but a HT panel van. My friends will know, in powder blue, and it had 2 large GT stripes across the bonnet and over the roof and out the back. And I used masking tape and some rattle cans and put on 2 white stripes. Wow, that brings back memories. Now, also, if you're mad keen on motorbikes, you're going to see a lot. This is just fantastic. Obviously you can't touch them, which you don't really want to, but you're so close you can have a really good idea of what you're looking at. And if you're a restorer or doing repairs to one, you could take some really good photos to give you an idea of what it should look like and where the parts might go, or what parts are missing from yours that you might need. But yeah, this is just terrific. Wow. Now, I think people recall this thing. This was very popular in the UK for about 6 months. I think it was really heavily advertised, and then it died a slow death because it was totally unpractical and you really felt unsafe. But it's progress. Wow, we'll have a look at this one over here. It's been obviously in has it been an accident? No, it's got a sidecar on the side, and it's designed for racing. Oh, it's got something in the front. But wow, that looks like something that'd go around a track, around in circles, endlessly. Now also, there's slot car racing at this museum. There's also arcade games, and if you recall the arcade games as a kid, if you're a Generation X kid, they're all here and you can play on them. And unfortunately, I gave my son a race and he beat me. Not by much. I had the lead for a fair bit of the time, but he got me. He's definitely skilled at that, much better than I was. Just fantastic. Now, if you're into Harley Davidsons, there's plenty to look at. Once again, all in absolutely pristine condition and of all ages. Here's your 1924, and it just works its way all the way up. Wow. Now, there's also a collection of BMWs, and I had one very similar to this one. It was an ex-police bike, and a lot of fun on it. Very cheap to buy at the auctions, which I did, and it brought me a lot of pleasure. It's sort of one of the first bikes I got that was I got when I got my full license. Now this thing here, the Katana, I'm pretty sure, yep. And the reason I know that, a friend of mine had this. I sat on the back, and beyond my control, he was doing 220 k's on a freeway. Absolutely wet my pants. I didn't know he was going to do it, but he did it. But that goes like a rocket. Now, even though we're at a car museum or an automotive museum, because there's motorbikes and everything here, I actually do like the advertising in the background as well. I don't know why, but that's also brought a smile to my face. And check out the family wagon. That's just as impressive as some of the more fancy stuff. That is terrific. And they call it a station sedan. It's a term that you really don't hear of anymore. They're either estates, I think they're called in the States, in the UK, and we just call them station wagons. But very good. Now there are, so I don't get in trouble with copyright, There are some videos you can watch in some of the booths around here. So there is plenty to do. Absolutely plenty to do. Oh, I've got anything with a surfboard on it somehow attracts me to it. And what's this, some sort of Austin? Don't know, we'll have a closer look. Well, someone's got a colourful imagination. This must have been a girly surfy. So yeah, freeway sedan. Very nice. It's something for the girls to zoom around in. But very, very good. Now there's going to be cars that you probably see in the background that zoom past, and everyone's going to say, oh, why didn't you look at that one? You're going to have to come here if you're into a particular car. You're going to have to stop and make the effort to come out this way. Now here we have, and my son pointed it out, is a hybrid Holden Commodore. And it's like a prototype. It's a 2000 model. So if you thought that Commodores never came out as a hybrid electric, well, they did. And I'll just show you what the engine looks like for those who are into the mechanics of a vehicle. So there you go. And this is just a section of electric cars. Now here's another concept car that should have been made. What a fantastic looking car. If you're into utes, and I've never been into utes, but only now I sort of like them through my son. How's the sunroof slash pop-up panel or take-away panel on that thing? That's just terrific. Some clever ideas. Here's another Tirana that never made the production. The Maryland, that looks got a Commodore front. It's a goofy name for it though, Maryland. Doesn't sound Australian at all. And here's the classic Commodore. I'm just curious if it's is it a VB was the first one or something like that? Can't remember. VB, it is too. Hey, I think the SLEs of these were just magnificent. Right up to the VLs, I think. They were just great. Now, just so you know where we're at, you can see it's got like an assembly line above us to look at the idea how production lines must have worked, I guess. Or maybe it's just a way of displaying them, I'm not sure. Now, here's another like workshop. And you've got a voiceover of like radio coverage of something, a race maybe in the background. And if you're a Ford lover, there's the old Ford. Now once again, I just want to let you know there's a lot of other things than just the cars here. If you like old-fashioned photos and imagery of advertising, there's a lot of that as well. So what do we got here? 1960 XK Falcon. Very nice. So we'll go, where can we go next? We'll go through these doors next and see what we see. So here we are in another room of the museum. I believe this to be sort of climate controlled. It's all cordoned off. You can walk through here. Don't think for a minute you can't walk in here. You can, but it just feels a different temperature. Maybe this has got something to do with the protection of the vehicles from any moisture or whatever. And I've decided that the car I like the most, even though there's some fantastic cars, that's my favourite. Nice convertible. I don't mind it being white. I think that looks just terrific. I could see myself cruising down St Kilda, along Beaconsfield Parade maybe, along the beach road, down to Ricketts Point for a cup of tea. That is just lovely. So we come around to this side. So here we have, I think this is our Australia's first car that we ever sort of made. Not this one in particular, but this design. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. but I'm pretty sure it was. But what a beauty. It was probably a very proud moment for Australians and motoring. So I believe it's a late 1940s, 1950. Oh, hang on, this will tell us. Whoop. And it was 1948. What a beauty. Here we go, here's something more commercial. And here's your collect the pigs for market and then take the missus to church on a Sunday was the concept, I think. I think that was the case in many countries, even the United States. I think they have the same thing. Pigs for market, and then it was good enough to put the missus in for church. Now I've come back to this modern Bugatti because it's something that we really don't see on a regular basis. You know, even the vintage cars we don't see, but this is more for the younger people. And I thought I'd show you what the interior sort of looks like and give you an idea of the interior layout. She is a beauty. The two-tone colours don't do it for me, unless you're, what is it, an Essendon supporter? But that's not my cup of tea. But anyway, it is what it is. That's my cup of tea. That looks terrific. What a stunner. And this is the town that the museum is in. You cannot eat at the museum, but there's plenty of places that you can. There's a bakery just across the road. There's a food land, which is like sort of Coles or IGA type stores for food. And where that letterbox is, not the letterbox, the phone box, the red one, the fold, we're going to go in there. But as you can see, it's a lovely little town. There's plenty of places to eat. You just cannot eat at the museum. So when I said earlier whether or not it was a mill, it actually is. And it's the Peerless Roller Mills. And that's just in also mint condition. And just behind there is the National Motor Museum. So here we are nearing the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. But also, it's the end of our use of this motorhome. Straight after this, we make our way to the Adelaide airport, where the depot is for this company that hires out motorhomes and other vehicles. It has been a wonderful time, an excellent opportunity to bond with someone. In my case, it was with my son. We didn't go the main roads, as you can see in the maps. We took all the side roads. We didn't do all the coastal areas because we've pretty much travelled along the Great Ocean Road to Warrnambool on a regular basis, and we came across some of the things that you just don't normally see. So I will leave a link to the Star RV that provided the van, but also the company who does the relocating of vans for not just Star RV, but for a number of other companies that need that service. Once again, if you do like the video, click on that like button or that thumbs up icon. Please consider subscribing. Subscribing does not cost you 1 cent, but it helps out the channel immensely. But most importantly, stay safe, commute safe, and have a great day.